afternoon. You're watching the second edition of Market Fatafat right here on ET Now, where we will be flagging off all the individual movers and shakers, including indices that are garnering all the attention. I'm Mubina Kapasi, and take a look at the markets as we speak at this point of time. We naturally have ebbed off quite a bit from the day's high, but mind you, we've reclaimed the 11,500 mark. But before we kickstart the show with the big movers and shakers, let's address that GST mop-up number. In all probability, the March number is expected to once again exceed 1 lakh crore rupees. Remember, the Feb number was sub that level. It was at around 97,000 crores, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the December or the November number that was higher by 1 lakh, higher and above 1 lakh crore. Let's go across to my colleague Ashna Mishna. Ashna, looks like we will once again be able to do pretty well on the GST figure.
Yes, that's right. In fact, when sources are telling us that the GST collection in the month of March may cross 1 lakh crore rupees after it dipped slightly in February. In February, the collection was 97,000 crore, somewhere around that, and the average collection so far has been 97,300 crore rupees, which is pretty good, and it looks like we are going to achieve the target. Remember, the government had lowered the GST collection target for the current fiscal to 11.47 lakh crore rupees in the revised estimate from the previous, initially budgeted 13.71 lakh crore rupees. And for the next fiscal, the GST collection target has been budgeted higher at 13.71 lakh crore rupees. So far, the GST collections till February stand at around 10.7 lakh crore rupees. And if we are able to, the government is able to collect another over 1 lakh crore rupees, then of course, indeed, it looks like the government is on the right track and the targets will be met this time.
All right, Ashna, thanks a lot for that. Well, let's kickstart the show then by first up introducing all of our technical analysts as well as research analysts who are going to take us through the top stocks. We have Soumya Sharma joining in, and along with her is also Jay Thakkar of Anand Rathi as well as Rajesh Palviya of Axis Securities. Good afternoon to all of you. Thanks so much for joining in. And let's flag off the very first stock on our radar. It's got to be SpiceJet. Look at the massive move seen over there, more than 8% higher. This is one of the biggest intraday gains as well that we witnessed, I think, since July. This after the Fed market share for the company has come in at 13.7% versus 13.3%. It's a 40 bips uptick from last month, and unsurprisingly, given the fact that Jet Airways has been forced to cancel a lot of flights. They have in fact grounded some of their flights as well. So something that's caused the likes of SpiceJet and Indigo to really rake in those market share gains from Jet Airways. The PLF as well has improved from 90% to 94% in the current month. Rajesh, let's talk about Nifty Bank. A key psychological level of 30,000 crossed by the Nifty Bank. However, subsequent to that, we have been seeing this index come off quite a bit.
Yeah, hi. Despite of booking profit at the higher level in the Bank Nifty, but the setup, if you look at the overall setup is very positive on the Bank Nifty. If you look at the put concentration, it's the highest at 29,500 level. So my advice would be any decline towards 29,700 to 29,600 range is a buying opportunity in the Bank Nifty. And looking at the breakout which we have seen in the near term chart, the target for the Bank Nifty is at around 30,200 in the near term. So one can keep a stop loss of 29,500 and hold the Bank Nifty for upside target of 30,200 level.
30,200 is what Rajesh is expecting the Nifty Bank could go to. Jet Prestige states after the 1-2 day blip, it's once again on its way up.
Hi, good afternoon to you. Well, overall, bias or the trend of Prestige is definitely bullish. It's been forming continuously high tops and high bottom, and what I have also observed is that this stock has been trending higher in an upward sloping parallel channel, and the stock has taken a good support at the lower end of its channel and has reversed up. The indicators are absolutely in the buy mode. The stock is trading above its crucial moving averages as well. I think on the lower side, it has got a good support around the levels of 240. On the upside, it can go and test the levels of 350, I think. So, risk reward point of view as well, the stock is absolutely bullish.
Okay, all right. So that's Prestige Estates. Yes, the buy certainly is in the green. But while Prestige is gaining, Jubilant Life continues to fall. Soumya, what's the news today?
Well, Nabina, Jubilant Life has updated on the US FDA inspection of its API facility, which happened somewhere in December last year. Well, US FDA has classified this Mysore facility as official action indicated, and the company whereas says that this announcement will not have any material impact on the existing revenues from the operations of this facility, but the stock is still down by 2%.
Okay, 2% gone for Jubilant Life. Meantime, take a look at JM Financial. You know, we've seen a sharp spike come by in the week gone by, but subsequently the stock has taken it a bit easy. Nevertheless, in the last 1 month, we've seen quite a neat uptick come by in the stock price. Rajesh, what would you recommend here?
Yeah, if you look at the few days back, stock tried to cross this 200-day moving average, but witnessed the selling pressure from those levels. But still, if you look at the near-term chart, stock managed to give breakout on the near-term chart. And looking at the chart structure, I feel that if stocks comes near to 86 level, one can buy the stock because the near-term chart breakout is intact. One can keep a stop loss of 82, and I'm expecting that stock will again move towards 97 to 100 level in the near-term to short-term. So dip near to 86 is a buying opportunity.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on at JM Financial. Stock number 6 is NTPC. Again, the week gone by has been quite toppy for this one because we did see that higher for 137 rupees it was touched, but subsequently again the stock fell. And now take a look at the way it's gone up today as well. It's a 3% uptick, and just as we speak, it's at near the day's high of around 133 rupees. And NTPC certainly has been buzzing for a couple of days now. This PSU certainly has been leading the way for the rest of them. Jay, another PSB is Punjab National Bank, higher by about 0.4 odd %. So it may not be participating in the uptick with the Nifty Bank, or rather the profit booking that we've seen in the Nifty Bank. It's managing to hold steady. What would be your view?
Well, so overall, if you see the performance of the PSBs has been quite good. I would say that most of these are running quite well, and as far as PNB is concerned, this stock has also provided a good support about the levels of 86, I would say, which is the neckline resistance of the inverse head and shoulders pattern that the stock has formed, and this is a bullish reversal pattern. Also, the stock has formed a good falling channel pattern, and this is for the third time, I would say, the stock has reversed from the lower end of the channel. All of these technical evidences clearly indicates that the overall trend for this stock is absolutely positive. It is likely to go and test the levels of 106 in the short term. One should buy this with a stop loss of 86.
Okay, so that's PNB. Today it's higher by about 0.5%. Kansai Nerolac, meantime, and it's the indirect impact of the auto sale numbers that month after month have been declining. Kansai Nerolac, of course, does get a major part of its revenues from the auto and OEM space. So naturally, declining sale numbers does indicate that perhaps the impact would be felt even on a Kansai Nerolac, which is down by 3%. And that's the view being echoed by CLSA as well, wherein they have downgraded the stock to a sell, and they've also cut their estimates by 2 to 4%. Again, citing demand headwinds from the key auto sector. Rajesh, let's talk about Just Dial, a big mover off late. We've seen that bulk deal as well, where a foreign institutional investor has shown interest in the stock. Today as well, Just Dial higher by 3%.
If you look at the overall structure of Just Dial, stock managed to give breakout of long consolidation, and now stock is trading above all its important moving average. Looking at the breakout, I feel that stock will move further higher from these level, and 665 to 680 level can be seen on the stock in the near term. So at the current level, 610 should be the stop loss, and one should hold the position for 665 to 680 target in the near term to short term for Just Dial.
Okay, so that's the view on a Just Dial, 3% higher today in trade. Soumya, Lakshmi Vilas Bank has as well been a big news maker. What's the news today?
Well, the stock in fact has been gaining for second consecutive day. Well, it is on the back of a well deal which happened yesterday, preferably on Wednesday, that where KP Global holding about 32 lakh shares at a price of 64 per share.
Alright, the next stock we want to flag off is Coal India, and yes, you are seeing that downtick of around 2% come by, but that's because the stock has actually turned ex-dividend. Remember, it was an interim dividend, second interim dividend of approximately 5.85 rupees per share that the company had delivered. But if you adjust for that, the stock is actually minorly in the green. It's just about 2.2% down. Coal India currently at 231 rupees. Well, let's talk about JSW Steel then, Jay. These steel stocks, the metal space in general has been a bit weak, but steel stocks I think relatively have been a little more resilient. What would be your strategy here?
Overall, I'm quite bullish on JSW Steel. The reason being is that this stock had provided a positive monthly close in the last month after consecutive 5 negative monthly close. So this is the last month was the first month when a stock had closed in the positive territory. That clearly shows the trend reversal in the short term, and the entire fall was in a 5-year declining structure. Generally, after this kind of a structure, you see 38.2% retracement. The indicators are absolutely in the buy mode on the daily and the weekly charts with quite a positive divergence. I think the probability of this stock going towards the levels of 325 is quite high, and one can buy this with a stop loss of 264.
Okay, and as we speak, it's at the day's high. We'll do one thing. We'll take a quick breather right here on the countdown, but don't go anywhere. Market Fatafat will continue. You're watching Market Fatafat on India's #1 business news channel 18 now, where we are flagging off the big movers and shakers in trade today. Well, let's continue with that countdown, and Titan is one such stock that is in focus. It's come off quite a bit from the day's high, which was just about edging near the 1200 rupee mark, 1119. Pardon me, 1120 rupee mark, 1119 is where it was perched at. But subsequently, we've seen quite a bit of profit booking come in. In fact, it's fallen quite a bit, almost 10 to 13 odd rupees gone from the day's high, so it's almost a 5% knock witnessed over there, but nevertheless it is in the green for now. And do remember, we had seen quite a spike as well come from Wednesday's close in today's trading session, but a lot of it has actually been sold into. Rajesh, let's talk about NCC today as well. It's a big gainer.
Yeah, NCC, if you look at the short-term structure of NCC, stock managed to give the down-sloping trendline breakout on the weekly chart. And looking at the near-term chart, stock is, trading above all its important moving areas, and all the momentum indicators are in the positive zone. Looking at the structure, near-term structure, I feel that stock should rally towards 120 level. So one can keep a stop loss of 106 for upside target of 120 for the NCC.
Right, so that's the view coming in on an NCC. It's 1.5% higher. Jay, VA Tech Wabag today, again, we've been seeing a lot of pricing action in this one as well off late. Today it's down by more than 5%. That's VA Tech Wabag I'm talking about. What would be your view here?
Well, see, overall, Wabag, I would say has, seems to have reversed in the short term, and in the short term, I think, one should apply use a buy on dip strategy out here. One can buy around the levels of 317 with a stop loss of 305. One can buy for the 360. You see, the overall trend in the medium term is absolutely positive. I think, it has fallen quite a lot. In the medium term, it looks quite oversold, but in the short term, I think, buy on dips will provide you, will fetch a good risk reward, I would say, not at these levels.
Okay, so that's the word coming in on BA Tech Wabag. Meantime, along with the aviation data, we also did have the TRAI numbers that were released, and of course, as has been the trend for some time, Jio has been adding on subscribers significantly, but this time around, even Bharti Airtel did do pretty well, because it added a net 1 lakh active users versus 15 lakhs that it lost in the previous month. So quite a change in trend witnessed over there, and significant improvement as well by Bharti Airtel. The stock price, however, has pulled up substantially from the day's high and is now trading at 334 rupees. Soumya, what's the news and what's the latest for Mindtree and the battle that it's currently in the midst of, or at least its co-promoters are in the midst of with L&T?
Well, as far as the share buyback proposal is concerned, there has been no decision taken on it. In fact, the board is set to reconvene the board meeting on March 26th. And apparently L&T will also share the details of its open offer on the same date. Well, this is what we're gathering from the reports. Let's see what comes in the board meeting.
Alright, the next stock is IDFC first. Rajesh, today this one is seeing some decent buying activity. What are your observations?
Yeah, if you look at the overall structure of IDFC first, stock is making a series of higher top, higher bottom formation on the daily chart. So looking at this structure and looking at the breakout on the near term as well as on the short term chart, I feel that stock will move further higher from these levels towards 60 to 64. One can keep a stop loss of 48, and one can hold the stock for upside target of 64 in the near term to short term basis.
Okay, so that's the word coming in on IDFC First Bank. Jay, let's talk about REC. Of course, there's that news that the merger is now finally complete with PFC. They bought those shares, but REC for some time has been showing some red on the screen.
Absolutely. We have been seeing some profit booking or some resistance at the higher levels, but overall chart structure I would say is quite positive for this stock. In fact, the way the stock has taken off its channel resistance on the upside, the short-term target for REC comes to 156. I think one should buy this and use this books as a buying opportunity with a stop loss of 129. I think one can stay long or buy fresh as well.
All right, so that's REC. It's just attempting to rebound, just go up a tad bit from the day's low, but still lower by 2%. The next stock we want to flag off is Kaveri Seeds. Remember that we at ET now had told you first about the Andhra Pradesh government actually reinstating the cotton license for the company, and look at the way the stock had also actually spiked up subsequent to that. We were in fact seeing gains of almost about 3 to 4% post the news break, and subsequently Kaveri Seeds as well had confirmed the same saying that the license for Andhra Pradesh had been reinstated last week. It constitutes 5% of their overall revenue, the state of Andhra Pradesh, and this is important news for the company, though mind you, it's completely now flattened off. So giving up all those gains, Kaveri Seeds now trades at approximately 461 rupees as we speak. Let's move on to the next stock, and that's Maruti Suzuki. Soumya, how important is the tie-up between Toyota and Suzuki?
Well, Toyota and Suzuki have been developed their partnership to new areas of collaboration. Well, this includes supply of Ciaz and Ertiga to Toyota India. Well, the supply of Toyota hybrid system to Suzuki and the spread hybrid electric vehicles technology in India. Well, Citi on this particular stock says that there are portfolio synergies for both Maruti and Toyota, and despite weak demand in near term, it remains the top sectoral pick with a target price of 8,300 per share. They say the positives are cultural familiarities between both the OEMs and tangible benefits for both these companies.
All right, so that's Maruti Suzuki. Did see that sharp, uptick in the beginning, and then again it's in the red, 1.4% gone. Rajesh, IB Real Estate, day after day we've been seeing green on the screen for this one. Today, however, it's taking a bit of a breather.
Yeah, today we have seen some sort of profit booking in IB Real, but still, if you look at the recent past, the stock managed to give breakout on the near-term chart, and looking at the indicators also, they have turned the positive in the short-term charts also. So I feel that stock will continue its upward momentum. One can keep a stop loss of 91, and I am expecting that target should come around 105 in the near-term to short-term.
Okay, 3% gone for IB Real Estate. Jay, Ajanta Pharma, what would be your call over here?
Let's see, Ajanta Pharma has been consolidating since a couple of days now. In that consolidation process, it has formed a nice symmetrical triangle pattern. Generally, these kind of patterns provide a breakout in the direction prior to its previous trend. But I think the previous trend is up, so breakout should be also on the upside only. However, once it takes off 1049, I think there will be further confirmation of the same. Hence, it would be a conditional buy about 1049, targeting around 1108 with a stop loss of 1012.
All right, and as we speak, Ajanta is just about near the day's low. Well, we'll wrap it up on this edition of the show. Jay as well as Rajesh, thanks so much for joining in and sharing your technical strategies with our viewers. Soumya, to you as well. Coming up next to wrap up the market action for you is Closing Trades.